Hey everyone, back again for another deep dive, and this time we're tackling that Mastering Online Profit program everyone's been buzzing about. You know the one?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that floating around.
Yeah. So we got our hands on a presentation by the founder himself, the guy who's supposedly built like multiple multi-million dollar businesses,
Hmm.
and gotta say, there's some pretty interesting stuff in here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a tough world out there for digital sellers these days. So many people are trying to make it work. I'm really curious to see what this program's all about.
Me too, me too. And the presentation like dives right into that struggle. It's almost like they're reading your mind. Like low engagement, inconsistent sales, that whole feeling of being lost in the algorithm, like you're just shouting into the void.
Yeah, totally. They're definitely hitting on those pain points a lot of digital sellers are feeling right now.
Right, they're laying it on thick. And then bam, they hit you with the founder's success story. This guy claims he's made over 50 million in sales, built multiple multi-million dollar businesses,
Yeah.
and mentored like hundreds of entrepreneurs.
Wow, 50 million. Okay, now I'm really interested.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to be impressed by those numbers.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if he's really cracked the code.
Yeah, but beyond the impressive figures, I'm really curious about the strategies. Like, what's the secret sauce? How did he actually do it?
Exactly. So let's get into the nitty gritty. One of the big things they keep mentioning is this attraction marketing thing. Now, to someone outside the online biz world, that might sound kind of vague.
Yeah, a little bit fluffy, maybe.
Right. But what they're basically saying is forget the hard sell. Focus on providing genuine value, solving problems, building real connections with your audience, that sort of thing.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, people are bombarded with ads constantly. If you can actually offer them something helpful, something that solves a problem they have, they're way more likely to stick around.
Exactly. It's all about building trust, not just chasing a quick buck.
It's playing the long game.
Right. And they actually break down how to implement this attraction marketing stuff. They talk about really understanding your audience,
Mhm.
their needs, their pain points, and then crafting content that speaks directly to them.
So it's not just about creating content for content's sake.
No, it's got to be targeted, strategic.
And it sounds like they're emphasizing the importance of building a community around your brand.
Yes, that's huge. They talk about creating a tribe of loyal followers who are genuinely engaged with what you're doing.
That's how you build long-term success.
Right. Okay, so we've got this idea of attracting your ideal customer, not just chasing after everyone. But then they bring up this whole thing about algorithm mastery.
Ooh, that's a hot topic these days,
Oh, yeah. And for anyone who's ever felt like they're at the mercy of those social media algorithms.
which is like everyone who's ever posted anything online.
Pretty much. This is where things get really interesting.
So what are they saying? Do they have some secret formula for cracking the algorithm code?
Well, they're not giving away all their secrets, of course, but they do emphasize the importance of understanding how those algorithms work. It's like they're saying, instead of trying to game the system, work with it.
So create content that people actually want to see and the algorithm will reward you.
Exactly. Create engaging content, the kind that makes people stop scrolling, like, comment, share, and the algorithm will do the rest. It's a pretty powerful concept, right?
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Right. Imagine having the algorithm on your side for once.
That would be a game changer. But hold on, are they suggesting any like shady tactics?
Oh, they actually warn against that stuff, like buying followers, big no-no.
Good, good. That never works in the long run.
They're very clear that it's not only ineffective, but can actually hurt your credibility.
Yeah, it's all about authenticity these days.
Right. A small, engaged audience is worth way more than thousands of fake followers.
Absolutely. But it does make you think, how do you measure true engagement in this crazy online world?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Likes and comments are one thing, but how do you know you're really making an impact?
It's deeper than just vanity metrics.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got attraction marketing, algorithm mastery. It's starting to feel like they're building a framework here.
Yeah, a system. And we're just scratching the surface.
Oh, yeah, they've got a lot more to unpack. And next up, they're talking about the all-important hook. You know, that thing that grabs your attention and makes you stop scrolling for like a nanosecond.
Ah, yes, the art of stopping the scroll. Because let's face it, you've got like a split second to make an impression online these days.
It's true. So what's their secret weapon?
I'm all ears. Well, they kind of debunk that whole you have 3 to 5 seconds thing. Like, come on, people are scrolling so fast these days, you got to grab them instantly.
Right. It's like a digital battlefield out there.
You need that lightning fast hook.
Exactly. And they really emphasize that your hook has to align with like the actual value of your content. It can't just be clickbait, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to trick people into watching something that's totally irrelevant.
It's got to be enticing, but it's got to be genuine.
Absolutely. Like, think of it like a first date, right?
Okay. I like where you're going with this.
You want to put your best foot forward, but you don't want to be someone you're not.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they go deep into different techniques for creating these like attention grabbing hooks, understanding your audience, tapping into trends, that kind of stuff.
So it's a mix of psychology and like knowing what's hot right now.
Right. It's not just about being clever. It's about being strategic.
And speaking of hooks, that reminds me, we need a good hook to keep you guys listening to this deep dive.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, for sure. Can't let you zone out.
Gotta keep you on the edge of your seats.
Okay, so back to the program. It's clear that they're emphasizing a very strategic approach to content creation. Not just, throwing stuff out there and hoping it sticks.
Yeah, they even warn against blindly following all the free advice from like those self-proclaimed experts online.
Right. Which, let's be honest, there's a ton of that out there.
So much noise, it's hard to know what to trust.
Exactly. It can get really overwhelming. This program seems to be all about cutting through the clutter and giving you a clear path to follow.
A system.
Yeah, like a roadmap to success.
Okay, so they're promising results, a proven system, all that good stuff. But what about the benefits beyond just, making sales?
Right. Because building a successful online business, it's got to be about more than just money, right?
Exactly. And they do touch on that, talking about the lifestyle, the personal growth, the sense of community you can build.
Like they talk about creating a loyal community, almost like a tribe of people who really connect with your message.
A tribe of raving fans.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that, going from feeling like you're shouting into the void
Yeah.
to having this group of people who are actually excited about what you're doing.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
Right. And then there's the financial freedom aspect, that whole being your own boss, setting your own hours thing.
The dream, right?
They talk about consistent sales, those notifications popping up on your phone,
Sweet, sweet validation.
having the flexibility to scale your income, be in control of your own destiny.
Okay, I'm sold. Where do I sign up?
Ha ha ha. Not so fast. But seriously, they also talk about the physical benefits of having a clear content plan.
Physical benefit.
Yeah, like imagine not having to scramble to come up with content at the last minute or constantly feeling tethered to your phone.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like actually having free time.
Exactly. More time to, live your life, do the things you enjoy.
Maybe finally take that pottery class I've been thinking about.
Right. Or just sleep in on a Tuesday, whatever floats your boat.
Okay, I'm liking this more and more.
But on a more serious note,
Mm.
they also highlight the emotional benefits.
Like what?
Things like increased confidence, a sense of purpose, from building something successful.
Yeah, that feeling of accomplishment.
Overcoming those doubts, stepping into your power, that sort of thing.
Okay, they've painted a pretty rosy picture so far. But let's be real, there are always some doubts, some concerns.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm sure some of you are listening and thinking, okay, this sounds a little too good to be true.
Like, what if you've tried other programs before and they didn't work?
Right. What if this is just another one of those, shiny objects that promises the world but delivers nothing?
They actually address that right away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they acknowledge that people have been burned before, that there's a lot of skepticism out there.
So what do they say?
They're not claiming to have some, magical secret formula. What they offer is a system, a step-by-step roadmap with support and guidance along the way.
Okay, so it's not just here's a bunch of information, good luck.
No, they emphasize the mentorship component, having someone to help you stay accountable, answer your questions.
Like a coach in your corner.
Exactly. And get this, they even offer a 90-day money-back guarantee.
Seriously?
Yeah, if you haven't made a single sale after implementing the program, you get your money back.
Wow. Okay, that's a pretty bold statement.
It definitely shows a level of confidence in their system.
Right. They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Of course, always read the fine print. There are probably some conditions.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Always got to read the fine print.
But still, it's a pretty impressive guarantee.
Okay, so they've addressed that concern. But what about the time commitment?
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking, I'm already so busy, how am I going to fit this in?
Exactly. But they emphasize that the lessons are, bite-sized, designed to fit into even the craziest schedules.
Okay, so you don't need to clear your entire calendar.
No, they suggest that even just 20 minutes a day can make a difference.
That's manageable.
Right. They're all about making this accessible.
And they make the point that in the long run, learning these strategies will actually save you time.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like you won't be wasting time on things that don't work.
Exactly. You'll have a system, you'll be more efficient.
Okay, so we've talked about time, but let's address the elephant in the room. Money. Investing in yourself is important, but it can be a financial stretch.
Especially when you're just starting out.
Right. So how much does this program cost?
Well, they offer a few different options. You can pay a one-time fee, or you can opt for their payment plan.
I like that they have options, makes it more accessible.
Well, you don't have to shell out a ton of cash up front.
Okay, so they've tackled the time and money hurdles, but what about those like inner doubts? You know, that voice that says, what if I'm not good enough? Or what if I fail?
Imposter syndrome. We all know it well.
That feeling of not being qualified, like you're going to be exposed as a fraud.
But they address that head on.
Really?
Yeah, they emphasize that you don't need to be an expert to get started. What you need is the willingness to learn, to take action, to implement the strategies they provide.
So it's more about mindset than anything else.
Exactly. They also remind you that every success story started with someone taking a leap of faith, even if they were scared.
It's about believing in yourself.
And they address the fear of failure, too. They remind you that even if you've struggled in the past, it doesn't mean you're doomed to fail forever.
It's about learning from your mistakes and trying again.
And they offer solutions for those moments when you feel overwhelmed or tempted to give up.
Like what?
They emphasize the importance of the community, of having people to lean on when things get tough.
So it's not just a program, it's like a support system.
Exactly. They're saying, we've got your back, you're not alone in this.
Okay, so they've addressed some of the common concerns, but what exactly do you get when you join Mastering Online Profit?
Well, it's packed with resources like step-by-step training on setting up your online business. They give you pre-built websites, landing pages, sales funnels.
Wow, so you don't have to start from scratch.
Nope, they've got you covered.
And they even include email automations, which can be a huge time saver.
Right, like having a virtual assistant working for you 24/7.
They also go deep on social media strategies, covering all the major platforms.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the whole shebang.
And get this, they even teach you how to create your own webinar.
Oh, wow, with like a script and everything.
Yeah, so you can present your offer with confidence.
That's pretty cool. It's like they're giving you all the tools you need to succeed.
Exactly. And they emphasize that you should create your own unique webinar, not just use some generic template.
So it's about putting your own personality into it.
Right, making it your own.
And the resources just keep coming. They cover content strategy, call to action optimization, that algorithm mastery we talked about.
SEO, hook creation, you name it, it's in there.
They even offer professional video editing and script writing services.
Wow, that's impressive.
And they do TikTok audits, and they give you access to a ton of free tools and resources.
They really thought of everything.
Oh, and here's a juicy tidbit. They even offer training on AI content creation.
Oh, wow. That's all the rage these days.
It's like they're giving you a whole arsenal of digital marketing weapons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But amidst all the shiny tools and strategies, what really stands out to me is their emphasis on building a real lasting business.
Yeah, it's not about chasing those quick wins or get-rich-quick schemes.
It's about creating something sustainable and meaningful.
Putting in the work, building something you're proud of.
And that's what really resonates with me. It's not just about making money, it's about making a difference.
Absolutely. And speaking of sustainability, they even touch on this trend of faceless marketing.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
You know, building an online presence without necessarily putting yourself front and center.
Right, which is perfect for people who aren't comfortable being the face of their brand.
And they claim to teach you effective faceless marketing strategies.
So you can still be successful without having to, like, be an influencer or anything.
Exactly. You can stay behind the scenes and let your work speak for itself.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but ultimately the decision of whether or not to join Mastering Online Profit is up to you.
Do your research. Weigh the pros and cons. Consider your own commitment level.
No program is a magic bullet. It's about finding the right tools and resources that align with your goals.
And remember, the online business world is constantly changing.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
So it's important to stay informed, adapt, and never stop learning.
And hey, if you do decide to give Mastering Online Profit a try, we'd love to hear about your experience.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I have one final thought-provoking question for you to ponder. Given all the tools, the resources, the mentorship, is this program a shortcut to success? Or does it still require a good old-fashioned elbow grease on your end?
That's a good question. Because there's no such thing as overnight success, right?
You can have all the best tools and strategies in the world, but you still have to put in the work.
It's like that saying, you can lead a horse to water.
But you can't make it drink. Exactly.
The success of this program, or any program for that matter, depends on you, the user.
Your willingness to learn, to apply the strategies, to stick with it, even when things get tough.
No program can magically transform your business overnight.
It's about taking ownership of your journey.
But a good program can provide the guidance, the support, the kick in the pants you need to get where you want to go.
And from what we've seen, Mastering Online Profit seems to offer a pretty compelling combination of those elements.
They've laid out a comprehensive system, addressed common concerns, and even sweetened the deal with some nice bonuses.
So there you have it, our deep dive into Mastering Online Profit. We've explored the claims, the strategies, the benefits, and even poked at some potential drawbacks.
Now it's up to you to decide if this program aligns with your goals and your vision for your online business.
Do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and most importantly, trust your gut.
It's your business, your journey.
And hey, if you're still on the fence, remember you can always reach out to us.
We love hearing from our listeners.
Until next time, keep those entrepreneurial spirits high, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I have one final, kind of thought-provoking question for you to ponder. Given all the tools, the resources, the mentorship, all that jazz, is this program really a shortcut to success? Or does it still require, good old-fashioned elbow grease?
That's the real test, isn't it? Because, let's be honest, there's no such thing as overnight success.
Right.
You can have all the best tools and strategies, the fanciest software, but you still got to be willing to put in the work.
It's like that saying, you can lead a horse to water.
But you can't make it drink. Exactly. The success of this program, or any program really, comes down to you, the user, your willingness to learn, apply what they teach, and keep going even when things get tough.
It's about taking ownership, right? No program can magically transform your business overnight.
Definitely not. But a good program can give you the guidance, the support, that extra push you need to actually get things done.
And from what we've seen, Mastering Online Profit seems to offer a pretty solid mix of those things.
Yeah, they've put together a comprehensive system, addressed those common concerns people have, even threw in some nice bonuses to make it even more tempting.
So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into Mastering Online Profit. We've explored the claims, the strategies, the good, the bad, the whole 9 yards.
Now it's up to you to decide if this program is the right fit for you, for your goals.
Do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and, like always, trust your gut.
It's your business, your journey at the end of the day.
And hey, if you're still on the fence, you know where to find us. We always love hearing from our listeners.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep those entrepreneurial spirits high, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.